Hey, welcome back to the Tea House. I'm Belle, and today we're going to be continuing our trip through A Plague Tale: Innocence. Last time was a bit of a rough ride for the game, as far as, bad things happening. But it's been a good game so far, and we beat half of it, and I'm thinking we can finish the other half today. Hey Tenchi, welcome in. How you doing today? Hope you're having a good day, and welcome to the Tea House. We're here to get eaten by more rats. More rats! But yes, doing good? That's good. Happy to hear it. You have shown up for the rats. We'll see what happens. I think we might beat the game today. That's the hope, considering we managed to do 9 chapters last time, I think. Or completed 8, and there was 16, so depending how long these chapters are, I think we might finish today. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. Gotta go grab my breakfast real quick. But yay, Bellstream, yeah! We dancing, we dancing, we dancing. What are you having for breakfast, Tenchi? Is it good? Good food? Hopefully it's good food. Yeah. Let's go over to the other cam. Look at that. Look at all them rats. Cereal and tea. Gotta go make the tea. Well, we like tea. Here, you can listen to the cool violin music too. Hopefully this works, because I had to completely uninstall and reinstall the graphics drivers again. And had, because I was doing a test earlier, and there was some pretty heavy frame dropping.
What's that crowd on the
let me
bridge?
know if there's
Is
any
the town
issues.
small? They're being evacuated. Let me guess. The bite's here. Exactly. And where there's the bite, you'll also find the Inquisition.
I also noticed that I have ads running right now. So wait a second. I'm gonna wait a second. I don't know if they affect the VOD. I'll have to check that. No. Alright, that's back. That's back. We can start.
You're the smart one.
They're evacuating the town. Hey, Weedy, how's it doing? Yeah, I've been pretty good today. Hope you appreciate yourself. I see some heavy frame tanking currently. Hydrate! How could you do this to me so early, Weedy? Some hot tea. How you doing today, Weedy? We might be not playing this game in a minute. Hey, Shara, how you doing today, lovely? You having a good day?
Did you know him? A thief. I used to work with him. He was gifted, so that's the punishment for stealing. Death. I don't want to find Arthur with that kind of collar. Come on, let's go.
It's a day? Uh-oh. I'm doing good. I thought I uninstalled and reinstalled the graphics drivers and the game would work right. It's, being hit with being mixed right now. Let's move this whole thing to low. It doesn't actually seem to affect the graphics of the game too much. Oh no. Sorry to hear that, Weedy.
I'll open this. Then I'll go take care of Arthur. All right, so where will I find the university? It's the big building at the other end. You can't miss it. Do you think we'll see each other again? I hope so. You owe me. Shit. That means you're not allowed to die. I'll do my best. There you go. Go on. Get going.
Apparently,
you too.
The driver issue wasn't solved enough.
The city folk. They know they'll die if they stay here, but you think they'll leave of their own accord? Come on, get a move on. We have to get the last ones out.
Don't worry, we're almost done.
All right. What do we got? 30, a lot of 35, 37.
What are they doing?
22. Oop. What if we try to do this? Oh man, it looks funny as shit now. I'm super wide. Super wide, but also super smooth. Hold on, let's try. Okay, come on, game. Don't do this to me today. Okay, now you're blurry and wide. I haven't ran tests before stream for a few minutes to try to solve this, and I thought it was fine. Will you go down and not back up? Is that what's happening here? That seems to be what's happening here. Let's go to the main menu. Ah! No, maybe I wasn't find the resolution right. Now, 50%, it's looking pretty grainy though. Not sure anyone wants to watch that. Thief! Welcome! Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the tea house. I'm Belle. I hope you're having a good day, Thief. Welcome in. We are struggling with graphics on this game again, and it is terrible. Try a 90. I know that struggle well. Yeah, it is not liking this resolution. Even at low, it is an angry, angry man. Borderless, full screen. Alright, how we doing? Let me just, hold on, tab out of this real quick so I can move. Alright, I'm seeing 60 now. Let's try to push ourselves a little bit here. Okay, that was a heavy tank. Oh, ho, 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 ho. We love. New items. Alright, what are we looking at? 60? 59, 60. Alright. I think we're good to go now. Of course, on my screen, I have it in windowed mode, which I hate playing in window mode, but, you know, if it works, it fucking works, right? Let me just ensure a little more working. Turn down the lighting effect a little bit, and we should be butter 60. Or I'm seeing buttered 60 currently. Means you at work when you stream, so I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad to see you, Thief. How you doing today? Don't have work, so you must be doing decently. Okay, that was a 44 dip. We're gonna push on for a minute. If it doesn't repair itself, then we'll be... Got 30. Doing good for the most part. Burn the fuck out of your finger? No! Thief, don't do that to finger. You need those for touching things.
Over there. That must be the university.
Wait, hold on.
All that light. I don't like this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem good, does it? Ooh, that's a 19 frame drop. Just the side of it still works? Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, even with me doing this, we're getting real heavy frame drop. Let me see if I can't fix something in the OBS settings while streaming. The answer to that question is no.
Right. It's a way off. But you can do this. Here we go.
Da 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 da. Climb, climb, climb.
Hey, you in there?
There.
This is your last warning before we drag you out on your arse.
Don't do that.
Bloody bourgeois.
I had the same problem with frame drop once playing Dark Souls 3 with Gingo a while back. Yeah, I was able to play Dark Souls on my test not too long ago and it was fine, but this game's been a problem for a while. And I had one stream where we managed to get through half of it with like the proper frame rate issue, like not having issues. But now apparently I just used the clean uninstall from the NVIDIA graphics drivers because it appears to be a NVIDIA graphics drivers issue. And I thought it had fixed it in the little testing I was able to do, but the answer is ultimately no, and I don't want to leave you guys constantly getting 20 FPS, so I will have to work on this again at a later time, so we're going to have to switch games today, which is not usually a bell move, but it's what's happening today, because I don't want to keep that going. So what should we do today, you guys? We have... What to do, what to do. Well, we can always go to shooter games. We could play some Space Marines. I have some Darky Souls installed currently. We could try to do some Final Fantasy Endwalker. Let's see, what else do we have here? New World. Good job, Lind. We could play some... What sounds good today? Thief shooting? Adventures? We could be Doc. Just do Dead by Daylight like a crazy person. I should have had a backup plan. That seems like a thing I should have done today. Anything will be good. Hey, you. Yeah, I don't even know what will actually work or not work, honestly, as well. That's a whole thing on itself. Yeah, it's always good to have a backup plan if you're... Especially a game you know is problematic. I should have came up with something to do if it failed miserably like it did. Let us... You know what? Faff it. We'll just play some... You know what? Let's go look. How bad are the queue times for 14 right now? How bad we looking? Click, 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 click. 14, did you have an update? You do have an update. Why do you have an update? Welcome to Bell's Just Chatting stream. New optional items. That looks fancy. Oh yeah, hold on, I gotta plug in something. Yeah, in case this works. Scuff stream, let's go. Oh yeah, this will work fine. Look at this. Look at that 18 in queue. Pretty good. Yeah. It should move pretty fast, though. See? Popped. Popped just like that. Oh yeah, I need to change my stream info real quick. Ah. Edit stream info. Hey Tenchi, welcome back. We ran into serious problems. Alright, stream has been updated. Look at us. Look at us go. No, I thought I had solved the problem with the quick uninstall thing I did. because I had time. And once we got a little further, it just tanked down. And so I messed with a bunch of settings, ended up putting in like windowed mode with like going to 1080 and then reducing graphics setting, and I thought that solved it, and then we got outside and it decided to just go to like 20 FPS again. So nothing I did was working for more than a little bit of time in some areas. So we were trying to figure out what to do. And I just kind of went to this. And then for that one, because I was stressed for time and I hadn't even installed DDU yet, I just did the custom install through the NVIDIA drivers packs, and that has like a clean install button. I don't remember if I hit it, but I reinstalled the drivers, which in the test I did right before was seeming to work to do 60 at the like medium settings and all that kind of jazz, and then once we started moving, getting around, we started having more problems, so I was fiddling with it, trying to get it to work. So, yeah. Ultimately, it didn't work, and the only way to do anything else with it would have been to, like, end stream and do a whole bunch of other stuff. So I just decided to switch games to hopefully something that's going to play a lot nicer. Because that game's had a hard time the entire time, even compared to other games. Yeah. A more drastic approach may be required. You know, let's just... Since I got people here, we're just gonna set up ourselves a quick 27-minute queue time on that, but whatever. We're just gonna run through our dailies real quick. Why we chitty chat with chat. Chitty chat with chat. I'm not really sure what other drastic approaches I could do too much, other than, like, uninstalling, like, all Windows or some shit. The Intel CPU has an iGPU, and if you're not using it, it wouldn't hurt to disable it in BIOS to double check Windows isn't being a dummy with it. Yeah, I haven't got into BIOS messing yet to try to figure out what is wrong with it. Because for the most part, it does okay. Yes, yes. All sorts of words that you tell me. But yeah, there's definitely something pretty majorly wrong with it. And since it did seem like it was running better after I did the driver thing, but it seemed like the driver uninstall. But it seems like it came back really quickly. To a lesser extent than it was, but still pretty quickly. I don't know how quickly it's ramping the problem. Interesting. I wonder how that would affect my X264 that I'm running. Because I have it running in X264. Here's some stones for you ladies. Which, the entire point is to take the load off of the GPU. So I don't know how disabling the GPUs, like, or the CPU's, like, GPU processing stuff would mess with it. That could be bad. That could be less than great. If OBS is set to quick sync, then it's using Intel's iGPU. Hold on, let me just mine this and I will tell you what it's stuff to. Alright, output. Streaming. So using a downscale filter to downscale to 720. Wonder if that might cause an oddity in the GPU handling if both GPUs are used at once. I've never tried that. I don't know. So the bitrate. Lynn, this isn't the time. I love you, but come on. It's audio track things, streaming. Now let's see. General processing high. Stream delay not enabled. Automatic reconnect enabled. Yeah, I'm just using the basic X264 because their outputs for this is only the outputs here are just the software X264 and then NVNC and then new NVNC. Heck, maybe use it and see if it'll let you play other games, since Software X2 can make a CPU kneel if your bitrate is high enough. Yeah, my bitrate's set to 6000 and my CPU usage from OBS is only 4.3%. I've never seen it in that, but the problem is when the stream is live, it also... Sorry if that messes anything up real quick while I open this. Yeah, total CPU usage is only 32% right now. The issue is, when I look in while streaming can be a bit of a problem. I just noticed a pretty heavy frame tank right there. CPU is running a solid 30, but GPU in this area, as you may have noticed with the frames going down for a minute there, was hitting upward of 99% on the GPU 3D graphics rendering, which every time I have any frame drops, it's connected entirely to the 3D rendering, maxing out to 100%. So I'm very confident currently that the issue with the stream's frame rate is tied entirely to my GPU and its 3D frame stuff. But if you're saying that the iGPU from the mother or from the CPU is telling it to do things, so that tells Windows hasn't even bothered installing the iGPU drivers then. It's a good possibility. We'd have to look off stream where I can dig into the system better. Because it's kind of hard to dig into the system entirely while streaming, because the OBS likes to lock things. As we just talk about tech issues, why I run quests. Don't mind us, everybody. Looks like they uncapped teleporting, too. In this, so it costs more than maxing out $999, which is not nice. Assholes. Yeah, it's a i9. It's a 10th generation i9, I believe. Something or other. One of these days I'll have to look up what my relook up what all my components were again. Yeah, honestly the computer is more than beefy that it shouldn't be any problem from, like, it has to be a driver's problem, I feel like. And considering that I had it fix problems for other games when I did the clean install, like Siege was having the same problems. And then I clean uninstalled, you know, did the one clean uninstall for my drivers, and then that fixed, like, Siege, where I was able to pretty much play the game at, you know, the normal settings I do, and still get 60. Like, where's he? South of this thing, right? So it's just like right over here. So, yeah, that was... It's a bit of a thing. Oh, we already completed it. Oops. My inventory's so full of just junk. Oh, we don't take them all the way back. Okay, we can head this way then. Yeah, I ran into one other person who had the same problem. And then Chem had some apparently driver problems after he did the new install of NVIDIA stuff too. But I'm surprised there hasn't been more talks online about the issue, because I haven't been able to... The last time I looked, I wasn't able to find any new information about what was going on. So... Or any real, like, other people accounts about it, or ways to fix it. Which is a bit of a problem, like... I don't know, but I guess people wouldn't notice it, because I don't notice it on my game, I notice it on the OBS, right? Wait, where do you want me to get the stuff for this guy? East of the mall, okay, that's going the wrong way. But yeah, so it seems to just be something affecting the drivers and OBS issues. So I guess only streamers would notice it in the first place. Yeah, like it doesn't, like my game, the entire time, buttery smooth, like perfectly fine. But the, so it has entire, that's why I was thinking, because currently I do use slobs, so I say OBS, but that's actually not accurate. Mostly because when I first started streaming, I did their premium membership thing, so that's where my all my splash screens, transitions, and all that is tied to that. So if I do go to a different one, I wouldn't have any of my title cards or splash screens and stuff anymore. So until I finally commissioned to get the custom ones made, I'm kind of stuck with slobs for now. But slobs hasn't been a problem until this thing now. So I've been debating on whether or not I need to, and I should have probably tried it already, completely uninstalling slobs and then reinstalling it to see if they have some sort of file issue. But I can't really, and maybe it would behoove me to look at going to like standard OBS and setting stuff up just to see if it's like a driver problem simply with slobs, or if it's a driver problem with other things. Also, Linbot is set up through them, and I don't know if I can set Lin up. I don't know if I can set Lin up on something else. South of Reunion. Okay, yeah, it's over here. So, yeah. The trials and tribulations we have going on here. Slobs did the exact same bullshit on your friend's streaming rig. Yeah, I mean, it could just be a Slobs problem, and they have some sort of... Because I think there was a Slobs update sometime around when the problem first started. We had to just ditch and write off Slobs entirely. Yeah. Like, I can test it and try it out, but I would lose all the stuff I have set up. It's probably the better option for now would probably be to uninstall, because I think the web version will save all my settings for the most part, so I won't have as much reset up to do when I reinstall the physical program. And then just see if that solves it. Yep. Hey Cam, welcome in. How you doing today? We are Final Fantasying because the original plan fell through due to the continued issues I've been having with Streamlabs. I just think it's funny that it has to be some sort of interaction between Streamlabs and the NVIDIA drivers. Are you just working? I hope you have a good day at work, though. Because once in a while we test it for lulz and it still lags the crap even though Windows has been reinstalled since the last time. Damn. Yeah, we'll try it. I mean, I'll try uninstalling it and then resetting everything up. Which sucks, but it's what has to be done. Oh yeah. Hey Cam, guess what? Because of an issue that also happened where something happened when I was messing with my Streamlabs that set the record for the VODs to channel 2 and all my audio was going to channel 1. So it did not record any of the audio for our Neo last night. So yeah, that's fun. Alright, have a good one, Kim. I don't know if you heard the problem. I'll tell you about it later, though. I'll message you. Yeah, and I'm entirely not surprised you had frame rate issues. The thing is, I haven't had it before. And they did fix pretty much whenever I, you know, uninstalled them last time through the Windows uninstaller instead of the instead of using the Express uninstall. But the Express seemed to work somewhat when I was testing them earlier. Like, I got better frame rates out of Apex, and then good frame rates out of everything else I tested. But, I don't know. Thanks, Shira. Thanks for the pats. Tribulations. Does not help that Slobs is behind OBS's update patches. Yeah. Well, especially since they're not getting along right now, too. Like, yeah, the whole lawsuit thing going on. And, I mean, Slobs is kind of being... Their business tactics are pretty shitty. And if I didn't have so much tied into them already, I would have probably left them as well. But... So if Windows updates Bork's OBS, Slobs will take longer to get it fixed. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. Just, it took longer, because I feel like Doc and them had a bunch of OBS issues that forced them to go to, like, Slobs and stuff for a minute. Because they were having frame rate issues for no reason, as well, remember, like, and Shira was having a couple, I think. I think Shira had some. I know you had the bitrate issues. Where I wasn't having bitrate issues, but I've been having these frame rate issues out the wazoo. For the last couple weeks now. Man. Clear throat, please. I need to talk for a while still. Okay, I think the other one we need to go to is the spine for the bird peoples. The OBS community is crazy fast at fixing issues. I've never seen it take more than a week unless it's really nasty. Yeah, and a lot of those bitrate issues weren't OBS. God. Try some water. Jeez. I got this throat coat tea. It's supposed to be really good for your throat, but apparently it's not helping too much. Okay, I need to go back to war. Whoa. Hey, Doc. Welcome, welcome. I hope you have a good day at work, and thank you so much for the lurk. Also, Twitch is having another issue entirely for me now. Uh-oh. Not more tech issues with streaming. We don't need any more. It's bad enough as it is. Like, I had to downgrade my Steam stream to 720 to get it to run properly again, which there's no reason I should have to go to 720 on my stream. Wait, audio only mode on desktop? What the what? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Vanish the vile Vendu. Yeah, we can go this way. Exactly. The vid freezes up and the audio continues. Wow. That's a new one. Like, I have that on my phone, but that's usually because it won't, you know, if you don't get one of those, like, partner connections for affiliates that they'll give you sometimes to downgrade the resolution. It's just like, oh, the internet can't handle it. You're on your own kind of issue. Wait, wasn't this here? Oh, that's searching for scouts, right. Vanish vile Vendu, okay. Nope, I need to head all the way over here past these ones. Well, that's not good, Tenchi. I mean, some of the stuff that happens on stream is pretty video-oriented, so not getting video is not a good time. Alright, I got you, little buddy. Off the cliff. Oh no, you almost knocked me off a cliff. How dare you? It's okay, you didn't go very far. I'm gonna try it again. I hope that you get it. It doesn't do that too much. Is it doing it now for you? So you're just not getting the video? Not now? Okay. That's good at least. Just happens randomly. Yeah. It could be the same problem I have on mobile if you don't get, if the streamer doesn't get a partner connection to downgrade their video to lower resolutions. Usually at the start of the stream. I'd imagine if it was going to do it, it'd do it the whole time, right? Because I don't know what kind of bit rates you run or anything, but I know that's... You got 800 down on speed. Yeah, you know, you're good. That's more than enough to not have to worry about that. So that's definitely a glitch of some sort. Because, yeah, my phone has a problem with that kind of issue. But, yeah. But that's a whole different matter, because that's 5G, and that's... 5G, I think, should be fine, but I guess not. Technically, actually, like, streaming or downloading 1080 is like, what, like a gigabyte an hour or something worth of go time or worth of data usage, so it is kind of hefty on systems. Drive. Hey, stuck. I don't want to be stuck. Give me the thing. Oh, someone wants to fight. You really don't want to fight. I'll let you know that now, sirs. Yep. Since this quest gives so little XP, I'm just rolling around the Sam, since Sam gets some... We'll get some XP out of it. But it just makes it really fast. I only get this speed because my mother needs her TV channels. Oh wow, I totally messed that up. Yeah, I mean... We had some problems, like, with... My parents really got into streaming when they were here. So, we ended up going to the gigabit connection. Which usually only actually runs like 680 down, but it's still supposed to be... It's supposed to be the full fucking 1,000, but it just isn't. Because, you know, why would they give what they say they're supposed to give? But I do usually get about 50 up, so my uploads is not a problem at all. That's why I'm like, yeah, 600 megabits, or the 600 kilobit, you know, streaming, go for it. There's no reason my system can't fucking, and my internet can't pump that. Like, no reason at all. Yeah, it's pretty lucky. Like, at my place, they're like, oh yeah, you know, it's a gigabit connection, but depending on how many people are connected to the network, we you know, you get like between 350 and like 1,000. You're like, yeah, that's great. That's great. Usually I run about 670. So you've actually managed to max out a speed test. That's pretty good. I think the best I've got on a speed test is somewhere in the 700s. Do. Totem. Oh wait, do I need to do the chicken dance? Ah man, I got itchy there for a second. Now it's watering. That's not great. If there's one way to test speeds, it's a good torrent. Nice. How dare you, torrent program, sir? I only ruined like 3 computers through torrent, so, you know, whatever. Can't complain too much. Back when I was young, dumb, and didn't know what to do. But, you know. You download a bunch of sketchy stuff from who knows where, and you get what you get. But it only took me destroying a couple computers. Yeah, luckily I was young enough, there was really no personal information worth the jack on any of it, so... Because, like, yeah, didn't have credit cards at the time, didn't have anything. Honestly, the not having credit cards led pretty heavily into why the torrents were being used. Being poor, all that. But, you know, had a personal PC in my room. So that was pretty nice. Bow for everyone. Torrent is nice when you need to grab Linux. Well, no one knows anything about Linux. Linux is computer black magic, so, you know, whatever. You do you with your Linux over there. Not that I can say anything with my plethora of freaking plethora of problems currently with the whole frame rate issues. Spin, spin, flashy lights. Oop, more flashy lights. You like that? Black magic. Linux is just computer black magic, I tell you. It's all a bunch of ones, zeros, and crazy shit, man. Yeah. Ow, that man shot me with a bow and arrow and did 0 damage. Stuck with it mainly because this Linux install is on year 5 now. So you're basically just so into it that you're just not leaving it. It's become the abusive wife of the computer world. It's like, you can't leave me. You've been in this too long. And it just guilt trips you till you stay. It's pretty terrible. I think we need an intervention for Tenchi. I think we need an intervention. Maybe contact some authorities. Yeah. Linux is an abusive relationship with Tenchi, confirmed. But the game PC with Windows on it has 3 reinstalls since I installed Linux on this PC. I mean, you know, it's very rare that I have to reinstall Windows, but I don't mess with it that much, other than trying to keep things up to date when... Because if you update one thing and you don't update the other things, you end up worse off than if you didn't. So it's either you don't update anything, or you better update everything, because usually the new things are made to work with the other new things. And you start having problems if you don't. At least that's my experience with it. If things start getting too out of date, they just don't work. Sandy, welcome. I will stretch for you. Stretch for the Sandy. Why are you half dead, Sandy? Sandy, what's happened to you? Why are you half dead, Sandy? The world needs to know. We need to cast some revive spells on Sandy, I think. I guess those only work on full dead. Maybe heal spells. I guess heal spells are what's required. Maybe some tea, wake Sandy up. Yeah, feel better soon, Sandy. Ugh. Oh man. Why eyes? Why do you feel tired and want to water? I don't like that. Dun, 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 dun. Time to fight a giant robo. A giant robot. Dun dun bum bum bum. Chop. Don't give me your stuff, robot. I need you to go down right here. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Dun 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 bum bum. You be in a cozy chaos there, Tenji? We do like cozy chaos. Yee. Leave the man. He's not here when we're leaving him. I'm out. I'm running. Magic Colossus, Magic Colossus. I have not lost my mind. Do not worry about it, friends. Chop. Chop. Oh, he died too fast. Sad for him. Now we're gonna be a mech rider. Time to match attack. Time to match attack. What are you waving at? What's she waving at? She's waving. Waving to wave. Wave for the camera. The upward momentum of the thing makes my jump not as high. Ba, 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 ba. Yawn into the mic. Zoom. Hello. Bum bum bum. I like how my sword looks like it's actually like sitting next to me. The design of these Magitechs, while interesting, seem like they leave a lot to be desired, like protection for the controller. Looks like it'd be kinda easy just to take out the driver. Render the whole machine kinda worthless. Not gonna lie to you. Or at least too easy to really like mass produce them. Oh no. She's beating me. She took the inside lane. Dun dun dun. Huh. This, what is she? Conjurer? What are you? What is that symbol? Scholar. That's a scholar. She's kind of rolling. She's taking a very upfront roll here. Okay, my button press didn't take. I can use it here. Boom. She's definitely running in there to like face tank the thing. She's a brave healer. Foolish but brave. Ah! Fire! Fire everything! Alright, it's down. We're doing good. We're rolling through well. It's a really weird device thing they got going here. I like how we blew through a couple of these, but this one in particular was extra goo. Extra blast. Nah, robot friend. Sad. The most of the sads. Ugh. Bam, bam. Run, run, run. I see you. I see you, cat girl. She beat me. It's really... We move at the same speed. There's no way to catch up. Her armor's looking pretty cool. There's a couple people around here trying to be Dark Souls. I guess people are excited for the new game, Elden Ring, which I can't blame them. Pretty excited for that one myself. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, dun, dun, dun. Ugh. He's going to talk to us for the next 25 minutes. Oh hey, AFK and come back and the stream didn't freeze. Nice. Glad to hear that. We don't like freezing streams. We like streams to run smooth, buttery, awesome. Da 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 da. Ba da da da, ba da da do, ba da da da. Da-da-da-da-da. Weedy gave me the hydrate and a posture. Weedy, why? Weedy's like, stay good. Thank you, Weedy. I will do things while I wait for this man to finish talking. Look at us go. In and out of screen. In and out of the screen. I got peppermint tea and I'm really liking it with vanilla oat milk. That sounds pretty good. Haven't done too many peppermints. Currently I'm drinking this throat coat stuff, which is a herbal tea. Slippery elm. Apparently there's elm in it. Which is kind of cool. Man, Nero, yeah, you talk a lot, my guy. Nero, my guy. You're gonna talk longer than we're gonna beat your ass. But at least he's not Gaius. Gaius will talk for the next 10 frickin' years. Nope, our man decided we did not need that. Yeah, I mean, tea is good for your health, so. Of course, kind of depending on the tea and the blends and stuff, and your caffeine tolerances, and a bunch of your, like, whether you're allergic to stuff. There's, of course, caveats there, but for the most part, tea's pretty good without really too many negative issues with associated. Alright, he's down. You got 0 caffeine tolerance for reasons? Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple people can't have caffeine, so that can be a bit of a problem, but there are a lot of non-caffeinated teas out there. It will just limit options. Ba-da-da-bum-bum-bum. Guys, we're coming for you, friend. You're gonna like it. There's all one thing I got out of my health condition. It's forcing me to eat healthy. Yeah. If only I was as good about eating healthy for my health. It would probably be good. Oh, is that one of the new bunny dudes? I think that is. I think that's one of the new bunny men. So used to not having them, I kind of wrote it off as just being a bunny girl. But it's not. He's a man. He's a bunny dude. Looking pretty fabulous. Bun bun! It's a bun bun. Alright. So guys is going to talk for the next 45 minutes. I'm going to use that time to use the bathroom. I shall be right back. And I'm just going to leave you guys here with the audio, because, you know, have fun with that.
Keep your eyes peeled. Gaius could be waiting for you down there. Oh, and don't even think about dying. You're too bloody useful. The interference is getting worse. I don't think the connection will last much.
Tell me, for whom do you fight? How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea? Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city-states are built on deceit, and its faith is an instrument of deception. It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead, though your comrades only rarely respond in kind.
I'm back.
Which is strange. Is it
Yeah,
not?
14 definitely has a lot of your demi-human options, even though they're technically completely different races in this game, I believe,
They were your protectors.
and not sub-branches of human, so...
Believe them your guardians. Why do you not repeat the trick that served you so well in Cartano
Yeah.
and call them down?
It is what it is.
They will answer. So go
People like their
demolish them
bunny and cat
crystals
girls
and gorge them on
and guys.
ether. Your gods are no
They even have
different
dragon,
from
because
those of the beasts.
dragon girls have become real
Icons,
popular recently.
everyone, except but this, and you will see
I
how
feel like there's
Eorzea's faith is
quite a lot
weakened
of
no
dragon
man's
girl
eye.
VTubers now, which is cool. I
Nor
like
is
it.
this unknown to your
It's
masters,
nothing,
which
not
prompts the
saying anything wrong
question,
about it. It's definitely
why
good.
do they cling to these false
Just interesting.
deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Swan,
For how
to
popular
grovel
cat
at
girls
their
are to
feet?
have a lot of dragon girls.
The answer?
It's like, interesting.
Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise. For the world of man to mean anything,
Oh no, he's gonna do the thing.
must own the world.
He's doing the thing, guys.
To this end, he hath fought ever to raise himself through conflict, to grow rich
I
through
thought you were doing the thing, guy.
conquest.
I guess the timing's
When
off.
the dust of battle settles,
Guys,
it is
do the
ever
thing
strong
already.
who
Come on, man.
dictate the fate of the
We're all
weak.
waiting for it. There you go. You did the thing.
Knowing this, but a single path is open to the impotent ruler, that of false
I
worship,
am Super
a path
Gaius.
which leads to innovation and death. Only a
Super
man
Gaius is
of
pretty cool.
power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove its salvation.
Salvation. Bum, bum,
Come,
bum,
champion of Eorzea.
bum,
Face
bum.
me. Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm.
No,
None
not my
among you
realm.
has the power to stop me.
Ah. Finally. I love that you can just like take a little break, go use the bathroom, do the stuff, and still come back in time to listen to the end of his speech.
What
It seems that our tank is not tanking. It happens. Ow, stop it. It burns somewhat. Like hot tea, man. But not like really hot tea, just like lukewarm tea.
I had not thought to be
Yeah. That's what she said. Oh, wait, hold on.
Your strength is most impressive. Such power befits a ruler.
Whoa.
Yet,
Yawn.
you lack the resolve to put it to proper use.
Guys, you're putting us all asleep, my guy.
Waste.
I'm sorry, but it's happening. Oh no. He's going for the robot. Cutscene number 2. Or 5. What cutscene are we on? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Bum 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 bum. Alright, sorry. My bad.
Allow me then, hero, to do that which you will not.
Destroy your own base? I mean, we were working on it, but if you want to help out, that's cool, bro. I'm down. Bam, bam, bam,
Bear
bam.
witness to the true power of the
Ultimate weapon. Bum, bum, bum. Gaius, no. Oh. Dun, bum. Bum, ba, da, bum, 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 bum. Jump. 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 I'm gonna do combos just because sitting here is just too boring to not do anything. Bum, 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 bum. I might as well move around and do something, because, you know, why not? Okay, starting to take damage. There we go, like that, like that. And one of these. And one of those. And one of these. And those. And we're fighting the giant dragon. Ow. That mildly inconvenienced me, sir. Gonna have to ask you to stop. Bum, 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 bum. Oh no, damage! Spin, 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 spin. Yeah. This thing is just worth a whole lot of XP. And I'll take a slight leg up when I finally start doing Shadowbringers content. Rip Discord? What happened to Discord?
But the Ultima weapon is all-powerful. Why does my enemy still stand?
They got overloaded and can't log back in? Oh no.
Truly be so
That's not
great.
good. I wonder if I'm still on Discord.
It is the blessing of...
It's saying I'm still logged in. I did have a problem sending some friends some files earlier today. I still gotta do that after stream. But yeah, it was like, no, you can't send those. No, you can't send those, so... It's been having a problem for the last little bit, I think.
So, this is what empowers
But that's not good. Hopefully it comes back properly soon. We don't...
Beyond mortal limits.
You know. We have a lot of stuff over on Discord.
If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness
Like
must
different
needs be
groups to hang
brought
out
to bear
with,
upon the shield of
messages to
light.
check up on. It's a little slow
And so
today
it shall,
so far,
for
but
the
that's
ultimate
fine.
weapon is host to a
Some days it kind of
power
pops a
you
little
are
too hard, and you're like, there's too much stuff to keep up with.
Speak plainly, Asian.
Hey, Kaito! Welcome. How you doing today? Welcome to Tea House. Hope you're doing good. Yep. It's the ultimate weapon. You got in toward the end of the main story quest we were doing. Since the original plan fell through real hard. Oh no! It's the ultimate booty.
Of what
Oh no!
do you speak?
Not the ultimate booty.
A spell without parallel. Ultima.
Oh, uh-oh, Tenchi. Hopefully you still have time to get it done.
I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core.
Dun dun
For the
dun.
true power
Oh no.
of the Ultima weapon
It's a happy
lies
doc
within
sliding around.
Its now beating heart.
Oh no.
What have you done?
From the pinnacles of heaven to the depths of hell, it is the ultimate Kaito booty. I mean, what?
Damn you, Asian.
I may have seen this a few times.
Hour is at hand.
Wink at the Kaito.
Behold,
Eh,
but a sliver
Wait, hold
of
on.
my god's
Which eye?
power.
Caravan has a stupid limit where your characters can't be used more than... Can't be used after about like 5 hours, so...
Seven hells, to the very
Or
pinnacle
two
of
if
the
you use a
heavens,
break room with limited
the
slots.
world shall tremble.
Oh damn, that sucks.
Ultima!
One of those kind of things where you have to be up with it constantly. Otherwise, nothing. Well, that sucks. That sucks, the big one, my friend.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
No, things where you're probably too in trouble if you don't spend money at that point, eh?
The task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted
Itchy ear.
what strength you had left. Van Belsar, your enemy's shield is broken.
Yeah.
The rest I leave to you.
Not to me.
We will
Don't leave things to
speak
me.
later, Asian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
Down home. Now the question is, do we have the damage to finish him before he teleports or not? Wait. That dancer bunny man too? I just missed it. How fast can we kill the ultimate weapon? It's not so ultimate anymore. There's a lot of things trying to blow us up, though. Chop, chop, chop. Ow. I didn't get it off. But I don't think he teleported, so look at us. We have the damage.
No! No, no, no!
No! Boom. He's no longer super, guys. Sad.
Heed me.
No.
The subjects of a weak ruler must needs look to a higher power for providence, and their dependence comes at a cost to the realm.
Rip super, guys. I know, right? It's so sad.
The misguided elevate the frail, and the frail lead the people astray. Unless a man of power wrests control,
Control me.
the
I mean, what?
cycle
Hold on.
will never be broken. You of all people must see the truth in this. You who have the strength to rule.
There. Rest in pepperonis, guys. Pizza shall miss you. Huh.
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
You boasted of unrivaled power. You were entrusted with the ultimate weapon. The ultimate magic.
Blah, blah. Alright.
And still, you failed.
Poor guy.
So much for the glory of man.
The glory of man.
The growing imbalance afflicting the planet must be redressed.
Not the growing imbalance.
If it is permitted to worsen, the very laws of existence, both etheric and physical, will be warped beyond all recognition.
Oh no!
Know you the root of this corruption?
Hydrogen.
Like a parasite, she must be burned out if the planet is to recover.
Poor Heidelin.
And not but the return of the one true God will ensure her complete
Being hated
excision.
on all the time.
Yet, to pave the way for the Master's return, a chaotic confluence of untold proportions must needs be brought about. And that will necessitate the presence of the primals.
Bum bum
Needless to
bum.
say, both you and your scion accomplices cannot be suffered to interfere in this endeavor. You will not leave this place alive.
I mean, you sound real cool, my guy, but like, this isn't even a fight.
It is past time your
It's literally
flame
just
was
us smacking you down.
extinguished. Bringer of light.
Rah! Laha bread. You know what? That's right. I need some bread for my sandwich. Do you think I could use you? Laha bread. Oh, that's good pushback. Look at you. Trying to fight. And chop. Why does Belle want to chomp on everyone? Look. Sometimes people just need to be nommed on. Alright, I'm over here now. Hey guys, what's up? That's where we exit the party at? Laha bread does not make good bread. He falls apart too easily. Rest in pepperonis, Laha Bretta. And everyone was just out of here like 1 second after the end of that. Alright, let's dance this thing that we were doing right before we ended. Wait. Target it, then dance at it? Okay, my bad. Twitch crafting. Oh no! Right at the end, of course. Sorry to hear that, Tenchi. We smacked down Brett Laha Bredha, and then now we're dancing for a totem pole. Because, you know, that's what you do in MMOs. If you weren't doing weird things like that, would you even be playing an MMO? Alright, let's do the leveling roulette. You can teleport this way. Fly. Hey, Manu, what's up, buddy? Alright. Done with those beast tribes for today. Actually, let's swap up what we're doing. We'll withdraw. And then we'll go... It'll be a white mage. Work on leveling up our white mage a little bit. Look at that instant Q. You know, I probably should have looked at all my abilities since the game came, or the expansion came out. Anything? We lost one thing. The blind target spell is now missing. Oh.
So it is you. You
Oh.
will not defile my new paradise.
See, you say that. Oh yeah, this one is also from Shadowbringers, so if anyone's trying to avoid Shadowbringer spoilers, this would be a good time to, you know, mute it up. If you mute the tab instead of the player, it should leave the view if you want to lurk. Just so everyone is aware. And, yeah. If you want to avoid the spoilers, this is your warning. So yeah, if you mute the tab instead of the player, it should leave your view, and then you can just minimize it, and, yeah. I will see you back later, hopefully, after we're out of here. Come, my friends. This man. Thank you. Zoom! Tenchi! Good dance. I'm gonna be taking a nap, Kaido, for a few, so going to lurk mode. Alright, have a good nap. I'll see you later. I'll see you later today, I think. Probably, what's today? Today's Wednesday, so Sheer stream then? No, wait, no, it's your stream later. What am I talking about? Well, have a good lurk. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Kaido will be streaming, should be streaming later tonight, I believe. He's a cool thief cat and does, you know, does things. Mostly a lot of, I don't know what he's playing tonight. But he does play a lot of, like, platformers and stuff. Little more indie games, pretty cute stuff. My mind's totally blanking on the genres. But yeah, like Castlevania type thing, or Metroidvanias. Played quite a bit of those. Just beat Hollow Knight not too long ago. That's pretty cool. And he was playing some other puzzle platformer not too long ago as well. Huh. Boss fight. That man took a lot of damage real fast right there. Let's put a shield on this man. It's been a long time since I did this dungeon. So I'm more or less just guesstimating most of the things I'm doing. Get our mana restore going with a little lucid dreaming. Uh-oh. I had a feeling that's what that was about. And I was correct. Look at me go. Oh, we have a maid with us. Dragon Girl maid. I keep trying to put the dot on my friends and the hot on the enemy, and that's just not a good thing. Uh-oh. Oop, right on the edge. Did I move in time? I did. Look at me go. It's almost like I know what I'm doing in one of these games.
Scurrying about like debate like insects.
suffer it!
You will suffer whatever I tell you to suffer, good sir. Oh. Gonna have to ask you to stop that giant wall face. Zoom. Run, run, run. Run, run, run.
Come no closer, filthy creatures!
You say that, then you pull us all the way closer. Getting mixed signals here, my guy. This for ya. And you're dead. Rest in pepperonis, friend. Remember, this boss is pretty interesting. Oop, he's a giant wall with a face. I think right here. Alright, Rubik's Cube, what else you got for us? Right here. Alright. Just do a little bit of repair, self-care. Hit this man with all these things. Go right here in the middle, apparently. Oh, maybe not. That kinda worked. A little surprised that corner actually worked for us, honestly. I thought we were gonna get a double whack for sure. Flowers. Oh no, a bunch of stone blocks crushed me to death. R.I.P. the hero of light.
And righteousness will prevail!
Yeah. Look, it's a bunch of ladies with axes.
Can't you do anything by yourselves?
Says the man entirely relying on other people. This villain was a pretty big asshole. Not gonna lie. AoE. AoE. Ayo heal. Ayo damage. Ayo Adrian. I mean what? Da, 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 da. Well, our take took a little bit of damage there. Yeah.
Very well. If you will not be discouraged.
Yeah. This man done smacked me with his strong arm. Out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. Thank you. You became the bridge we needed. Dun, dun, dun.
Stop them, damn you! I don't care what it takes!
Ooh. That was a quick flash she had going there. I did not like the way those circles looked and did not want one facing me. So I was like, I'll just move over here. I don't know what this does, but it looks like it probably hurts. Uh-oh. Looks like there's a death ring. We go out of the zone, I'm guessing. Okay. Oh shit. Yep, over here. I don't know what the giant triangle or diamond was, but I didn't want to mess with it. It seems scary. I will become an angel. How about that? Doop, boop, boop, boop. It's so nice of them to give a gap to escape from. Not a very good move on the enemy's part, but, you know. Never said the enemies were super smart. Alright, who's gonna ult? Sam? Okay, she's ulting. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm gonna go to the dancer. Or not. Dancer left too fast. Definitely feel like there's a lot of people in a big rush these days to get in and out of the dungeons and all that kind of jazz. Usually people would stick around for a minute, do like goodbyes, calms. I can see where some people are starting to get the feeling that the mass popularity of the game has also created an issue of people just not caring anymore. Like a bunch of people just like, oh, whatever. In and out. No pleasantries. Alright, about the 2-hour mark. I will need to use a quick restroom break. I will be right back, friends. Hope you're, you know, get up, walk around. Be goo. I'll be back shortly. Alright, I am back. Hope everyone got up and had a good stretch while I was gone. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, there was that was like a end dungeon for the MSQ for Shadowbringers, so I was like, oh, yeah, this thing. Everyone, make sure to mute the tab and, you know, go look away for a minute while I did that, but spoilers over. Nope, there that is. Spoilers over. For anyone reading chat who's still muted. We will do our alliance one, since that is the one that does the most for us. And we're gonna head to the Golden Saucer. Have all the fancy music, dancing lights, do some scratch-offs for a minute, because, you know, that's what we're here for, scratch-offs. Oh, there's a tournament open right now. Interesting. Seven. Alright. Bottom row. 4. Nope, I don't think there's any way. Let's just find out what this will do for us. Wait. Let's take the 119. I will be back for the other scratch-offs, good sir. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. No, that bunny girl has her booty out. Booty is out. I confirm, booty is out. Booty is full out on bunny girl. Da, da, da. Crystal Tower is our friend. My inventory is literally a mess. Alright. I don't have a lot of tools at my disposal right now. Uh-oh. A lot of my quick cast abilities I don't have right now. Boom. Ugh. Do 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 boo 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 boo. Yeah. Take this, boss. Put that dot on the enemy. Not really sure what charge into pylons do, but I'm sure it's useful. Bigger heal. Rest in pepperonis, ice block person. Oh no, I am about to be the ice block person. I have become a sculpture of art. What am I looking like? I'm looking real shocked. I have a nice flower in my hair though. But she's kind of like, no. And heal, and heal, and heal, and heal. And explode. Dwagon! Dwagon. How dare these clones do these things? Do. Run, run, run. Do things. Ha! Boss of me ran over all over hell by this man. Because he could not wait to get into the combat. And we're attacking. We're attacking. And what? And And the man is down, and we're moving on. Let's go. Hey, thanks for the hydrate, Weedy. My tea's pretty chilled now. More like cold tea at this point. How's the internet doing, Weedy? Still having problems? Tenchi with the posture check. Alright. Oh, man. I'ma sit up better. Instead of hunching over on my gaming here. But we like to hunch. Hunch, hunch, hunch. Hunch you to hunch, 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 hunch. Boom, 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 boom. Armon. Thank you, Tenchi. How's catching up in your game going? Is it going well? Your Fate game? Yawn. Easy quest, but annoying restrictions. Yeah. I mean, if it's like a mobile type game, that's pretty much par for the course. Kind of same with MMOs, really. I have been silenced. I don't like that. That's rude. Fate does have plenty of challenges. Nah. Just the one's kind of not working for you. Little... They made them easy but restrictive. So it's just like, hey, this is just so you log in every day and do these things, or multiple times a day to meet your timers. I played some games that were like that, where it's like, yeah, set a timer, because if you actually want to do this, you have to almost be timer perfect. I played a Marvel Academy game on mobile for a while, which I didn't mind until, like, it came pretty obvious that unless you spent real money to get the, like, the special buildings, there was no way to complete events. So... You've ever bashed your head against the wall on a hard boss? Well, you know, play some Dark Souls games. That's kind of their whole, like, stick. It's like the whole thing, just hard boss, head, bash wall. Call day. Oh no. Ow. You build your best units around tougher bosses. Yeah, I don't know how that game works, so... Makes no sense to me, but sounds like a good plan. Because if they can beat tougher bosses, they should be able to beat easier bosses. Ha! Jump. 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 Flip around and attack this thing. Someone made a mistake there. Someone else made a mistake. Luckily, no one in my party. We got an excellent small team that few bosses can overcome. Nice. Love that. Uh-oh, Linbot is down. That's not good. If all fails, I got the grand and best units to murder everything. Yeah. Bum bum bum. Basically, I got lucky on the gotcha, and it's very hard to stop me from winning against challenging bosses. Nice. Love that for you. I'm a fan. I'm gonna give it to Bunny Girl Booty Out. But damn if it don't try sometimes, and that's what you like. We like challenge. Yep, Linbot is KOA at the moment. I need to restart her, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Relaunch that. JP is ahead of us by 2 years, and from what I've seen, the bosses coming up are going to be hella fun. Nice. At least they have good content coming out for you. Alright, Lynn's back. I fixed her. I managed to pull it off. What looks, yeah. What looks so fun about them? What are we looking at here? What do you got for me? Well, no 10,000s today. Sad. What you got for me, Tenchi? The ones that one has curses they give you when they attack. Ooh. That don't sound good. Sounds kind of bad for your health, actually. Yeah, we just got a little bit more to do. But the defense depends on them having curses. So if you take away their curses, they're in trouble. So taking on curses lets you deal massive. Nice. So you steal their curses to take away their defense, but it hurts. That sounds like a whole convoluted thing, not gonna lie to you. Cool, but convoluted. Your poor health of your units. Hey, sure, thanks for the hug. Linbot may have died, and I may have been shouting you out and hugging you as a test to figure out. Gotta make food, but you'll be back. I hope you make good food. I want Shira made food. 100% Shira sourced ice cream. I mean, wait, hold on. That's something else. Never mind. Being a fool. I mean, I'll be real. I'll probably be like pizza rolls. I mean, pizza rolls are delicious. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like me a pizza roll. I almost bought some from the store. Give me Shira source pizza rolls. You have a Merlin and a Tamamo? Tamamo. No me. Tamamo no me? I got healing for days. I don't source them. Aw. Don't sell yourself short. Okay, I need to /say hi as Anna. The fun part is how the particular boss is gonna try and stop that. I want to see if they can stop me. Yes. There's no stopping the Tenchi. There is only death before the Tenchi. Only death. Back to Goldsmith. And these over. And these over. Change my gloves. Alright. Peace drives, X-Souls. Alright. You. And then you. And then you. If that fails, I have my own previously beast class units that do some serious damage. Just have them face the man, beat him down. Her ultimate basically will one-shot each health bar. That sounds pretty solid. Sounds like a good thing to me. Alright, now I need to do one more of this. Alright, those are complete. Now I sadly need to go to Didonio. It's getting to the ultimate spam that's going to be tricky. So you can like kind of set yourself up to just spam hit things. Sounds OP, Tenchi. Well, you gotta bully the bosses. Why you gotta bully the bosses, Tenchi? Merlin in particular is great for that. Poor Merlin. Just smacking people around. Alright, we need to check. So they want silver needles. Silver needle. We need silver and mudstone. His ultimate is everyone heals every turn and everyone gains ultimate charge every turn. Damn. That seems kind of OP. I mean, I like that for you. It just sounds OP. Tomio's is everyone's skill recharge goes down by 2 and everyone gains some charge. Oh. Picked up so much crap. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's, works very well for you. There we go. Hold on. Fuck, I forgot to look at something. Ah! Quantity 1 for 150. Okay, so we need 150, 300, 3 of these. Okay, cool. Alright, make me 2. Don't make them fancy, please. Yeah. On the 3rd unit, I can change depending on how safe I want to be with stalling. Got all supports and lock to health. I mean, that's not a bad idea. That sounds like a pretty good idea, honestly. But if your stalling's working fine without people dying, you could also go with more damage. So, you know, you could fill it out. On like a test attack. I don't know how much resources it takes to do a single attack or anything, or how much break time you get to experiment more. But it doesn't sound too bad if you do that. There we go. His turn-based attacks are card-based? Oh. Interesting. Card turn-based game. So every unit has 5 cards and you get 3 units on the field at a time, so you get a bunch of cards. That's cool. How close are we on these Beast Tribe men? 260 out of 500. I think 500 gets us to Trusted and finishes the Beast Tribe. That's pretty cool. I'm a Sam again. Ha. Boop boom. The killer instinct. Ominous. So shuffle them and draw 5 cards each turn. You can always predict the third draw thanks to that. Wow. Rude. Well, there's like some Halloween decorations here. Doncorations. Silly. Hello there, Pumpkin. Enjoy the 5 ticket. If there's anything you'd like to know, just ask us. Well, something. Go for entertainers to travel. Link's Breath of the Land mission turning frowns upside down. So you might help Denison celebrate the most wonderful, terrifying Halloween. All Saints Wake over verdant Gridania. Okay. So I do need to be in Gridania. And every 3 turns it reshuffles? Nice. We're gonna take an airship. Because I figure if I do the Halloween event, that'll probably put us right at a decent ending time. Otherwise, I was thinking about switching games. But if we can knock this out, you know, might as well. Might as well do it. Twitch shuffling the stream around on you? What does that mean? What are you doing, Tenchi? What have you done to the stream? It's doing a freeze vid again here. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Man, what is Twitch even up to right now? Do 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 do. Not sure. From what I've to understand, is that sometimes when you connect, you an affiliate will get a partner connection, basically, where it allows you to augment the stream like that. Gives you the variable stream rates for 1080, 720, 360, all that kind of jazz. But you never know if you're going to get one. So, like, unless you're a partner, you're not gonna be guaranteed one, I guess, is the way it's working. So if it's low, if there's not a lot of partners on taking them up, or other people don't have them at the time, you might get one. Seems to be the way it's working. Because I know a lot of streamers, it's like, oh, well, sometimes they have the ability, sometimes they don't. So I figure it's just randomly shelling out the ability to have it do that or not. Adventurous Guild Investigator. Hello there, friend. You have the look of a seasoned adventurer about you. And I would know, what with my superior powers of deduction, if you could spare the time, I could use your assistance in a matter I'm investigating at the moment. Oh, thank you. Pray tell me, are you familiar with the Continental Circus? The people of Eorzea know them as traveling trope of entertainers who visit wherever All Saints' wake is upon us. However, in actuality, they are a band of void-sent fiends in disguise. That is not to say they get up to anything that goes beyond the realm of mere mischief. No, they are generally harmless, which is why I have been content to observe them from afar. Bizarrely, I am yet to see any signs of them this time around, despite the festivities being so close at hand. That said, I do not mean to say that things have been uneventful of late. A rather peculiar gentleman known as the Scarlet Snout has appeared to fill the vacuum of absurdity left by the circus. Most suspicious, as I am sure you will agree, which is why I sent about investigating the matter. However, things have not quite gone as planned, and I was hoping you might be able to help me look into the strange character. Do you think you could spare some time to ask the residents of Gridani about the Scarlet Snout? Ah, you have my thanks. I shall continue to do my part in the meantime. Pray alert me if you learn anything aught of interest. Oh yeah, I stream at 600. I streamed at 600 before I was affiliate, without really any problems. So, from what I can tell, the answer is no. It seemed fine. Because a lot of the games I play are fine with it. It's just, you know, so far, right now, it's currently, that I was having problems with is Apex and that Plague Tale game. Man with the red nose. Listen, this is between the two of us. I've met the man whom you speak. In fact, he even invited me to a banquet of sorts. Yes, I was relaxing by the river the other night when I suddenly heard a voice that I couldn't quite place. I turned around to see a man dressed in motley standing behind me. We got to talking. Befitting his appearance, he is quite the jovial fellow, and after a pleasant little chat, he invited me to dinner at his home in the coming days. It's called a banquet, but he assured me that it would be a modest affair with only him and a few new-found friends. He also swore to me to secrecy. No doubt he doesn't want strangers to come and crash the event. So don't tell anyone about this, alright? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty... I don't know if it's okay. So, I don't know. I don't think that has anything to do with my problem. I was wondering about the bitrate thing before because I had a problem with that, but then I changed to X260 off my GPU and that fixed the problem for all my streaming for a while, and now it's, you know, now it's back in force. And I'm not super happy with it. A fellow with a red nose? Why, no, I've heard nothing of such a man, and I most certainly haven't been invited to a holiday fest organized by such an individual. Perish the thought. About this feast. You look as if you've seen a ghost. Why not? Alright. I'll tell you all I know. I was heading home from an errand when this fellow with the most prominent proboscis approaches me and asks if I would visit him at his house. Said he needed someone to share his toys and sweets with. At the same time, he made me assure him that I would tell no one of this offer, or that I even spoke to me at all. If you found about this, I don't know what would happen. Promise you won't tell anyone. Well, this all seems suspicious AF, Tenchi. I think I saw Mass doing the tail end of this one. Ah, so you're looking for this so-called Scarlet Snout as well, are you? Well, good. Tough luck. I'm going to beat you to him. See, I have heard that he's a well-heeled bloke who just loves nothing more than to share his fortune with his friends. Ever since then, I've been searching high and low for him. Even if I did know anything, damn, I'm going to share it with anybody. Right. Right. Okay. That man's what we call a dead man. Can't say I've seen anyone matching the description myself, but now that you mention it, I remember a friend of mine saying he saw an odd character wandering around the other day. It stuck with me because he said he was dressed up in odd garb, almost like that of a jester. I can't guarantee that it was the man you're looking for, but sounds too familiar to be coincidence, yes? He kinda does. Still can't run. So I shall be walking back. Do 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 do. Ah, you're back. Did you glean anything of interest, perchance? Inviting total strangers to his abode and swearing them to secrecy. Most suspicious indeed. Yes, I highly doubt he will be inviting these people out of the kindness of his heart. Something's afoot here. Speaking of which, I was able to uncover some new information myself. It would seem the slightest of the Scarlet Snout occurred by the river. I suspect that would be relatively easy to spot him if you were staked out in the area. And yet I am hesitant to go myself. I've been asking around for far too long now. That's likely our suspect knows me, and is taking pains to avoid me. While I am loath to impose upon your kindness, might I ask you to take care of this alone? I promise that I'll be watching from a safe distance, and will not hesitate to lend a helping hand should you need it. Oh, thank you ever so much. Now we've no time to lose. Let us hurry along to the riverbank. Yes, right to the Leather Workers Guild should give us a good vantage point. Alright. Guess it's over here. Down there, it would seem. They didn't even bother giving that guy a name. He's just Adventurous Guild Investigator. Say there, missy. No, not there. Here, over here. Greetings, my friend. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. The fuck? Oh, dear me. Why the cold reception? Surely my appearance doesn't frighten you. Actually. Truly, but how could this be? Why, I dress like this so I can bring laughter and levity to one and all. But where are my manners? I should introduce myself. I am Papa Gruff, a humble clown. Would you care to share your name with me? Beldandy, such a pleasant name. Oh, thank you. Brings a smile right to my face. Oh, it feels like we're thick as thieves already. Yeah, not so much. but how to commence our newfound friendship. Oh, but of course, why don't you join me at my humble abode for a feast? I swear, you haven't lived until you've been to one of my banquets. I ask only a favor, that you tell no one about this. It would, oh no, creepy zoom in. It wouldn't do for some random stranger barging in our gathering of friends, yes? Should I find out that you've gone against my wishes? Well, oh no. Ah, but I jest. That is what I do, you see. I wouldn't dream of harming even a flea. You have nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. Any rogue, come meet me under the Best Meadows Bridge whenever you're ready. And I'd hope to be more than happy to show you the way home. Well, ta-da for now. Crazy ass freaking clown, man. Tell you what. Alright, Investigator. He's weird. So that was our man, was it? I must say, his appearance was every bit as distinctive as rumor said. Pray tell, did he invite you to his feast as he did the others? I had a feeling this was how things might play out. While his actions are most suspicious, it is impossible to tell exactly what his goal is and whether or not he has malicious intent. I suppose our best option is to play along for the time being. Might I ask you to head to Bent Branch Meadows and observe things from a safe distance? If it seems the Snout is up to no good, we'll put a stop right away. I myself shall first return to the Adventurous Guild in order to deliver my report. Let us rendezvous at our destination when we're both ready. But I'm ready now. You don't have time, buddy. I'm teleporting everything. Ha ha ha! Let's go. Let's fucking go, mate. Yep. There, I got out. I got out. Location should afford good vantage point. Wait for the man to reveal himself, then boom! Right to the kisser. Ah, welcome, welcome, one and all. It's a great pleasure that I welcome you here today. Ah, perhaps this is a bit too formal for the occasion. Let us try this again. Ahem. Friends, welcome to the House of Gruff. By all means, make yourselves at home. What the heck are you crying on about over here? I can hear you from miles away. Ah, beloved wife, what brings you here? What brings me here? Why, our dear son and I were worrying you might bust a lung screaming like this. Ah, Papa. Mum has told me all about the party. I can't wait to meet all your new friends. Yes, darling, I'm sure it's going to be an absolute splendid time. No doubt your father here has invited sheer multitudes of illustrious guests. Isn't that so, Papa? But of course, no, my sweet. Don't you worry. I can assure you the event will be quite the spectacular. Just think of all the innocent fools sauntering casually into our abode, blissfully unaware that they are, in fact, marching towards their dooms. Oh, how I love seeing the terror in their faces when they realize their fates. It is truly to die for, quite literally for them. Yes, and with the fear we've extracted from the depths of their very souls, we can summon forth our fiendish friends and hold a banquet of our dreams. The night of devilry shall finally be upon us. The night of devilry? Is that something fun? It will be the most fun you've ever had, little one. Admittedly, I have yet to experience it myself, but I have heard enough of the legends to know it will not disappoint. Any road, our honored guests shall schedule to arrive any moment now. Head back to the venue, my dear family, and we shall return anon. It's nice of them to just have open discussions about their plans to murder a bunch of people for kicks. Must say. Right nice of them. Alright. I gotta take care of something real quick. Now let's go turn this in. Oh, I need to remember to put this back up. I need the button. Back from Bedbretch, are you? Pray tell me, what exactly did you witness there? Blah blah blah. Good gods, this sounds like a plot most foul indeed. Fortunately, help is at hand. Upon hearing my report, the guild saw fit to dispatch an expert in matters on the occult to aid us in the bottom of this. I am most certain he will be able to help us come up with an effective way to thwart Snout's villainy. Let us know when you are ready. I shall introduce him. Alright. One more quest. Let's go. Well, that man looks right cool. Ready to proceed with our investigation, are you? Excellent. Allow me to introduce you to the Esteemed Collaborator. This is Marky, a specialist in matters of the occult, dispatched by the guild to assist in apprehending the nefarious Papa Gruff. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Blah 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 blah. But before we go any further, I wish to ensure that I have the grasp on the situation as it stands. If it's all quite all right with you, pray shall share all you have learned of our quarry thus far. I see, quite fascinating indeed, yes. It is, as I read in that tome. My apologies, I tend to get lost in my own thoughts sometimes. Allow me to begin with giving you a brief introduction on the so-called Night of Devilry, or at least as I understand it. As it is said during All Saints' Wake, the saints are invited to banquets in the heavens each and every night. At the same time, the world below is left unprotected, and fiends summoned by the Org Pumpkinhead are free to wreak havoc on the defenseless denizens. One fiend in particular is said to be especially boisterous. I speak of none other than Doomsday Clown. Doomsday Clown? The foot? Though perhaps you know him better as the Scarlet Snout, or Papa Gruff. In any event, they are all the same most nefarious personage. If the texts are to be believed, those who set foot in his domain are fated to never return. I say, just listening to this tale is enough to make my hair stand on end. That said, it seems we've had quite a task on our hands even attempting to save his would-be victims. We have no way of protecting ourselves inside his lair. I thought you'd never ask. Pray feast your eyes on this fine creation of mine. I present you two artifacts I have recreated by referring numbers of ancient tomes. Together with some of my own personal touches, of course. Behold, the fiendish lantern of the Vale of Wandering Holy Water. But what do they do, you must wonder? Well, allow me to explain. First of all, the fiendish lantern emits a certain wavelength of light that Voidsent absolutely detests. As in the warding holy water is not only protects the holder's soul from being stolen, but also enables one to rescue the lost souls of others to return them from their mortal frames. I have not yet had the opportunity to test them out, as thus cannot vouch for their effectiveness, but I'm very much hoping they serve you well, for both our sakes. Yeah. Not feeling it, my guy. Wait, you mean there's no guarantee that... Yep, that's what he's saying. But that matters not. We face a potential crisis here, and beggars cannot be choosers in times of need. My friend, are you willing to put your faith in Magic's creations and do what needs done? Yeah, I guess so. Excellent. In the meantime, I shall do my best to ensure that the Scarlet Snout is not able to lure anyone else in his trap. Speaking of the Snout, I have also heard another rumor. Apparently he has been handing out odd pumpkin cookies to those who attend his feast. Should you come into possession of such confection, let us know. Might you show me when you return? Yeah, sure. Splendid, but before you go, allow me to furnish you with a link pearl. Rest assured that it shall do my darndest to support you from afar when you enter the Dead Clown's personal domain. Also, should you wish to opt more about the items which I have furnished you, just say the word. I shall return to Mekistio's amphitheater and see that no other frightening hijinks ensue. When you have found out what you know about the Snout, pay a visit me there. Alright, time to go speak with Papa Groove. Finis, my friend Beldandy. Terribly sorry for the delay. Your timing couldn't have been better. I'm pleased to report that I finished preparing the festivities. Let my Lord Hologram guide you there once you're ready. He's more than certain to show you the way. Seasonal event instance unlocked. Yes. Duty registration complete. 1 of 4 members. 5 minutes wait time. That's fine. Alright. Not 5 minutes wait time. We're going in right away. Going in raw. Going in hard. Oh no! I like this music. Alright, let's go. Interesting. I don't see any souls here. Oh, there's one. She was hiding in the corner. Oh, so I might go back there. That seemed cool. Teleport! This is an interesting little event they have going on. Run! Give me all the pumpkins. Quite the... I don't know. Bombs everywhere. Ow. How dare you? Give me those back. I got blown up a little bit. Not a lot, though. What's that for, Tenchi? What's you staring? The bomb party? I mean, don't you like bomb party? Bomb party. They were kind of meant to kill us, so it makes sense. Okay, what do we got? At least they ain't Bomberman bombs. Yeah. Oh, it's the mom. What do you got? Strangely enough, the food appears to be entirely safe. I suggest they eat it. Keep her in a good mood. Nom nom nom. Standard dish. Nom nom nom. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, and I squish the dish. Nom nom nom. You gotta have a whole Bokdok up in here. Dun, dun, dun. I know. You like it then? Wonderful. Your souls are good, so no tasty. She's fattening up our bodies to fatten our souls. This fiend. Absolutely fiendish. I don't think we have anything to do for you there, soul. Boop ba doop ba boom. Yeah. Well. Always watch where you're going, kids. I feel like we left two of our teammates way back. Swoosh. Saving souls up in here. Pretty cute that they decorated this dungeon and like all this Halloween stuff. It's funny that it's out in January, but you know, whatever. Da, 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 da. Arrive in the ballroom, it says. Oh no. It's a bunch of ghost people. Arrive! Something like that, Tenchi. I think you used the wrong chaos emote for arrive, though. Got a couple with that one. Oh no. There's several of them everywhere. Ah! Angry chaos, dancing chaos. Well, we like both those things. I feel like I'm constantly out of the stuff I need. Eh. Uh-oh. Now they're making out of this one. Boop. Alright, alright. Tame pumpkin cookie from Phantom's Feast. The what? He's so confused. He's so sad. All those people he tried to kill and steal their souls of. And he turned into confetti. I like how I have my sword out, but I at no point ever drew my sword. I got some player accommodations, but there's no one to give me, for me to give them to. It's pretty sad. Alright then. Time to teleport! Boop. Land on that man's face. I'm taking the long way, apparently, because I wasn't thinking. Devilish pumpkin cookies. I bet that's a currency. We'd have to do that thing a couple more times, probably, to get all the Halloween items. Ba-do-boo-boo-doo-boo-ba-bo-ba. Ah, there you are. Glad to see you've returned from the spectacle realm in one piece. I'd say, did Mark's inventions provide adequate aid? Yeah, they're okay. Here's a cookie. Relieved am I to hear that. Small wonder the man came so highly recommended. And of course, I must thank you for risking life and limb to put them to use. Thanks to you, we can rest assured that the souls of the Gridanian people are safe from the fiend's trickery. I am full glad to have laid my eyes upon the rumored cookie as well. Oh, and just be safe, I took a liberty of observing the other invitees not to attend the feast for their own good. I am concerned, however, that some of them did not seem so keen on heeding my instructions. Should you find any that have gone on ahead, pray, save as many as you can. Now that we have known of Mark's creations can be relied upon, there is no reason to think we should not be able to rescue everyone from Snout's clutches. Okay, he's just chilling over there. Pa, why have all our new friends gone, Sob? Don't worry, sweetheart. Father will sort this all out. What the heck were those abominable trinkets anyways? And why did you not warn me that one of the disciple adventurers might crash our party? Oh, my beloved, pray calm your heart. The adventurer lady was one thing, but rest assured that none of the ordinary guests will be equipped with such artifacts. We shall have fun soon enough, believe you me. What's more, I found someone who has volunteered to help us in our quest. They say the best approach is to just wander around town, sorting out invitations to anyone in earshot. Well, just imagine how many guests will manage to lure here in such a bold approach. Now listen to me. Be sure to invite as many people as possible, alright? The more terror, the better, I say. As your wishes are my command, Master Scruff. Heh. With all the fine All Saints wake indeed. That said, I do wonder who the mysterious new acquaintance might be. Rest assured that we will be keeping a close eye on Scarlet Snout to make sure his baleful plans never come to fruition. I will see that none of his expected visitors attend his banquet. Then, when we come out to assert what has gone amiss, we shall strike with an expert team assembled by the Adventurous Guild, putting an end to the villainy once and for all. In the meantime, I ask that you pray go ahead and rescue anyone that Snout has already managed to lure into his domain. That would doubtless encourage him to abandon his scheme sooner. And we got some items. You can now attempt Fun's Rest Seasonal Instance again by speaking. Successful completions will earn you more pumpkins. Use change companions by speaking with the amphitheater person. Speak with the geyser to join Marvelous Masquerade in the Haunted Manor. So we got modern cosmetics clowning around. And we have 7 cookies. I think he's just an information man. Wait. Wait, who am I supposed to give these freaking cookies to? Damn it. Wait, who the hell? It's not what you guys are. Okay, here we go. So if we want to get the costume, we would need to 13 plus all the other stuff. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that for sure. It's an interesting top. Gloves are whatever. Pants are kind of whatever. Boots are interesting, being so big. I'll take these boots. And I'll take the top. Which just leaves the pants and the gloves. Alright. Let's return home. And we're just gonna call the stream for today. Whee! I'm gonna run through here though. I could teleport, but why? Why when I can sprint? So yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed it today. It was not as expected or wanted, thanks to the original plan, game failing again. Oh man. It's too bad. Too bad. Very sad. Retire to an in-room. Thank you. And after a long day of exertions, both Andy's are asleep. Do. Yeah, it's... Alright, transitioned over. Perfect transition complete. I agree. Like, it's... That game and Apex have been giving me the most trouble. Siege gave me some trouble, but hasn't recently. So, I do not know what is wrong with it or why it's jacked up. And I do not like that. But, yeah, so it is what it is, ultimately. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming, and thank you for watching. We are going to find someone to raid today. And, but yeah, thanks, Tenchi. Thanks for hanging out again. It was, you know, still fun, despite the issues. Hanging out with everyone, doing the stuff. But yeah, I think tomorrow we're planning to do more Neo 2 with Kem because he's supposedly off, so that'll be a later stream. Again, probably 3 p.m. PST, I think is the plan. So most likely around then. I'll have to check with him and make sure. And I'll probably tweet about it and put it in the Discord. So if you want the update, make sure to follow on Twitter and join the Discord and or up to you. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming and watching, and let's find someone to raid. I have decided to raid Teddy. She is a nice monster from the void, and supporting is what we're going to do today for Teddy. Teddy time. Teddy with a temper. All right. Have a good one, everyone. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.